Day 72, review sheet number 1. Today's purpose: I will review what I have learned over the past 2 days worth of notes. How it is relevant. This material will be on the test next week. How will I be a success? I will see my scores on my homework questions. Okay, today's lesson plan. We're first going to look over your test scores if you haven't already. Please remember that there are a whole bunch of papers without any names. They are posted by the front door by the paper towel dispenser. And also remember that there are folders on the front table, folders for each period. And if you are gone a day, I try to stick a note for you and any papers that you missed in those folders so that you can pick them up. There are lots and lots of papers in there. If you are missing something, you can check there first. Then you're going to read the following passage and answer the questions. And then we have a crossword puzzle sheet. If you get done with that, please stay at your workstation and catch up on other work. Section number 1. Wegener solves a puzzle. Alfred Wegener was a meteorologist. He studied Earth's atmosphere and weather. One of the most common tools he used was maps. While studying maps, Wegener noticed that the coastlines of South America and Africa appear to fit together. This reminded him of a puzzle. He noticed that many of Earth's continents looked this way. They seemed like a giant crossword jigsaw puzzle pieces that could fit together. Almost 100 years ago, Wegener suggested that all of Earth's continents were once connected and had slowly moved to their present-day locations. He called this single landmass Pangaea, which means all the land. He was not the first scientist to suggest this idea. However, he was the first to search for data to support this idea. Section 2. Wegener's clues. Since Wegener was a meteorologist, he knew all about climates, the weather patterns, and the types of living organisms that live in that region. When Wegener looked at the fossil data, he thought that fossils found in some areas could not have survived in the climate where the fossils were found. For example, fossils of lizards, of ferns, and small lizards were found in Antarctica, one of the coldest places on Earth. Wegener felt that those plants and animals could not have survived the severe cold. He figured they must have come from a warmer place closer to the equator. So here's a map of one such fossil. Sorry, I don't know the name of this fossil, but it's some kind of a critter that could swim around, sort of like an alligator kind of a thing. And notice that it is found here in South America on the southern part, and it's also found in Africa. And these guys could not swim across the ocean because they couldn't tolerate the salt water. At least that's to the best of our knowledge. And so it would make a whole lot more sense if these two lands were once together. They were able to live in one region without any water in between, and then slowly they separated. And some that were caught over here lived to be a population, and some were caught over here and lived to be a separate population. When he looked at North America and Europe, he found similar plant and animal fossils. These fossils were found on the eastern coast of North America and the western coast of Europe. Since these freshwater animals and non-moving plants couldn't travel across the ocean, he figured that those continents must have been located near each other at one time. And then here's a large diagram for you to look at all the different captions. Wegener also looked at geological data. He found evidence that the rocks of the eastern coast of South America were the same type of rocks found along the western coast of Africa. Further north, he found that a chain of Appalachian mountains extended from the eastern coast of North America to the northern regions of Europe. He felt that the rock layers and the mountains formed one structure that had broken into pieces as the continents moved over time. Section 3. Scientists argue. Originally, Wagner's ideas were not accepted by scientists. Why did geologists not believe his idea? Wagner's explanations couldn't describe how the continents moved. Without much data, he guessed that the continents moved through the ocean floor like ships going through icy waters. At that time, most geologists thought that the continents could not move. They believed that the ocean floor was too thick and too strong to be pushed around by the continents. Although Wagner made good points about the similar geological features, puzzle piece coastlines, and similar fossils, other geologists explained his observations with land bridges. Land bridges were narrow lengths of land that reached from one continent to another. These strips of land allowed animals and plants to move between the land masses. They believed that the land masses had slowly sunk below Earth's oceans, and once the land masses sank, they were destroyed by the currents in the ocean waters. During Wagner's lifetime, only a few scientists agreed with his explanations. They felt his ideas would apply to specific areas of Earth. For example, one geologist thought Wagner's ideas explained the similarities between Africa and South America. However, he didn't feel that all the continents were once connected. Another geologist believed that Wagner's ideas explained the formation of the Swiss Alps and other mountain ranges. Wagner died before there was enough information to not only show that the continents were once connected, but to also explain how the continents move. After his death, better technology and more accurate observations were developed. Now Wagner's idea is widely accepted as a major principle of the theory of plate tectonics.